From a military perspective, Russia doesn't have the capability to support Iran. It hasn't supplied it the military material that it had agreed to for Iran's support from with the Shahed 136 drones, and therefore there is no way Russia has the ability to put a military package together to go and support Iran. It can support Iran in other ways. It can support it in the information domain by helping with disinformation out around the world, and it is already doing that. It can support it in the cyber domain, I haven't seen any reports of an uptick in cyber attacks after this, but it wouldn't surprise me if they happen. And it can support it with other actions by its intelligence agencies to help support Iranian intelligence agencies and sleeper cells across different countries. That's where we're most likely to see any Russian support for Iran, but not from an overt military perspective.
Our position regarding the ongoing events is well known. It has been clearly stated and articulated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on behalf of Russia and reflects the stance we have taken in the United Nations Security Council. This absolutely unprovoked aggression against Iran has no basis whatsoever and no justification whatsoever. For our part, we are making efforts to assist the Iranian people.
Russia and Iran have got a strategic partnership, and that's why the Iranian foreign minister is in Moscow today seeing Vladimir Putin, seeing what help he can get from him. And of course, Iran has been helping Russia with some of its armaments, supplying Shahed 136 and 131 drones, the one-way attack drones, and the technology, teaching Russia how to manufacture them themselves. Russia was supposed to supply Iran with further air defense capability and air force capability, which it hasn't done. I suspect Iran is just about to find out today that any deals with Russia are very one way. Russia will take what it can and will give nothing back. But we will see. I think Russia is concerned that Donald Trump attacking a Russian ally and concerned at how that's going to impact Russia's ability and its influence across the wider Middle East, because Russia was relying on Iran even more as part of its wider Middle East influence after its loss of its bases in Syria. Putin will have been watching with interest, but he will be convincing himself that Russian air defense capability would be able to see the Americans coming and everything else. The reality is that they wouldn't be able to see. The Ukrainians are managing to fly drones very long distances across Russia, and nothing is happening. So I think Putin's probably not going to be worried, but some of his military commanders will definitely be worried and very concerned that the Americans could, if they wanted to, attack Russia, and Russia is unlikely to see it. However, from a political perspective, I think there's still enough of a relationship between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin that would suggest that America's not going to attack Russia at all. And again, that would take us to World War III. The Americans have no desire to attack Russia. Yeah, I suspect the Iranian immediate retaliation will come directly from Iran if they are attacking a US military base through the use of ballistic missiles, but they will almost certainly pre-warn the Americans are going to do that. If they don't do that, the next step is through the proxies, and primarily I think the Houthis, and they will try and influence the Red Sea even more. But they could use sleeper cells that Iran has spent many years developing in different countries around the world to stimulate terrorist attacks. That would be very concerning. And as I said before, the final act of retaliation could be the closing of the Straits of Hormuz, deliberately creating an economic shock across the West, knowing that it could push many countries, including the United States, into recession, and would have a massive, economic shock that would influence countries' ability to continue to fund their defense programs.